This is Truth Frequency Radio.
The wicked ones obviously under heavy Masonic influence.
When you finally boil it all down, magic is imagination. We are moving into an age of manifestation. Things become actually less material, more ethereal. The golden dawn is when we awaken to this new station of life. What you think becomes real quicker. Regain our imagination, regain our inner child, and let that inner child out.
My name is Frank Castle, founding member of the music group Heist and New York City Neo Shaman. After a serious injury sidelined my career in 2013, I decided to set out on an adventure to search for myself with the help of the plant medicine ayahuasca. What I discovered waiting for me was something I could have never prepared for. It was time for me to become something more, someone more. It was time I became fearless. Shine as my heart beats a rhythm with space and time. When the light starts to shine inside your third eye, you awake to the knowledge that you never die.
Microdose, day 12. I can't stop thinking of Paula. Ever since I saw her higher self, I'm infatuated with her being. Her existence alone is enough for me to face the darkness alone. She is what makes the songs sing. Nature is reflected in her eyes. Her actions reflect that of the goddess herself. It is in everything she does. She is Irma Iu Frieta, and I am J Sa Ra El. We are a match made in the highest of densities. We are entangled from the beginning. We are together again, finally. She asked me if I love her, and I reply, there is no place that I do not, and we will not be separated again. I think this to myself as I eat my next dose, 0.33 grams. It hits me quick, but I noticed I feel like this now, all the time. I did it. I broke through to the point where I'm getting back to the true way I feel, see, and interact with my environment. This is so much better. So many benefits. So much growth. I relax for the day with Paula. I want nothing but my family around me. No calls, no work, just watching the first season of Hell's Kitchen. I know, right? I love it, though. I love when Ramsay curses everyone out. I laugh so hard. I write up yesterday's experiences, and I decide shower time. I step into the shower, and it begins. I can see a blue being staring at me. She was bald and naked. She was stretching herself beyond and bending around the room like I've never seen anyone do this before. What is this? She explains that they are coming and communication has been cleared. She can now connect. You are Pleadian. I can recognize the energies. This is such good news. I was excited. Every day there's so much more information and I love it. She tells me I do not drink enough water for the transformation. She is right. I need to drink more water. More fresh, fluoride-free water. Thank the gods I have water filters on everything. She merges with me. I can see her from her perspective, what's about to happen. I see a floating brain with eyes looking over at me. It was very large. Hello, big brain, I shouted. This being took a minute to get used to looking at. I looked at it, and it had spider legs. I asked, are you a brain spider being? With that, a path from its mouth area moved quickly towards me, twisting and turning until it ended at my face, as if doors opening on the store on Black Friday with all the sales. Bam! The doors open, and all kinds of brown spiders come towards me, spilling down the path. Well, it's about time you guys got here. Get to work, I shouted at them. They begin to eat layers away from me and within the space around me. It is magnificent. They clean the place of anything not suitable for me and mine. I am so grateful you are here. Thank you. Thank you. I send love at all of them and watch as they begin to walk off and hide themselves in the background. They are preparing for something. Luckily, they are friends of mine. When the time strikes correct, so will they, my allies. I had to jump from the shower. I was losing energy fast. I get the message to lay down. Way too much info is being downloaded today. Wow, almost too much. I lay down, and when I rise in about 2 hours, I feel amazing. The information is still being processed. I can access only bits and pieces at this moment. I think of the show. Tonight we are fearless together. As I reach out, I can feel those who are as excited about it as I am. I really love this journey. I love my family, my fearless family. I'm not sure what I would do without you. I'm so glad we are all here in this time and this now. Side note, I feel closer to ever to certain beings and ideas, like my cats. I can see what they can see if I adjust and tune in. I could feel them and understand them. I feel like they are doing the same with me. I can feel the personalities and the experiences of my fractals returning to me as well. It is like they are integrating with me. I can see my wardrobe has changed slightly, and so has certain attitudes towards many things. I can see the changes occurring, and it's beautiful. Now, this was over a month ago, so 2 months ago. So Bitcoin, this is the other note, Bitcoin is up, and so is most crypto. If you bought one Bitcoin when it was 5,200 last week, you would now have doubled your money and could have pulled out your initial investment, costing you some patience, faith, and a little time. And then again, today it was 11,159, but it's actually, I think, like in $8,000 now, a little over. I don't know the number. It's like over $8,000 the last I checked, and it was moving upward. What is up, everybody? It's Saturday night. I'm Frank Castle, your Sorcerer Supreme, right here on FearLess, TruthFrequencyRadio.com. And I'm here with my etherical translator, Paula Milo.
Hey, everyone.
So big shout outs to Chris and Cherie. Without you guys, we wouldn't be here doing this. And with what you're doing now, holy moly,
Is it going to rain every time you do a meditation?
I don't know.
Is it going to rain in Egypt every time you do a live meditation?
I don't know. It's all of us. It's not even me. I feel like, shout out to the chat room, guys.
Yeah, shout out to the chat room. Love you. Love
and the greatest night in radio, the best night in talk show. Yeah, you got Ra, in the Eye of Ra. You have Fearless. You have Beyond the Veil. You have the Paranormal Portal, and then Into the Microcosm with Jimmy Jean. This is the place where the job gets done. We do work. Like, I don't, as groups of people, as the Fearless family, we're like getting work done with these meditations. I've set my mind to task over and over and over on millions of different things, right? Infinite amounts, right? And how many things do you kind of like fall a couple of times and it doesn't work and you got to try it again? It's like you're banging your head off the wall. There's a lot of that in my life. A lot. You know me. Meathead and Frankenfoot.
Yeah, but you've been sticking with everything. You really have. I mean, everything this year that you've put your mind to we've completed.
Yeah, make that a we.
Or we've excelled at.
It's definitely a we. Because the thought may start one place, and then what it does is echo around, and then we get it done. But the meditations have been like, all right. So the room had like 60 people, 68 people, and I'm going, we're going to change the world, right? I guess one person at a time.
Well, yeah, because I think the first meditation only had like 10 or 12 people. The first live meditation.
Right.
Or maybe 15 people, and then it progressively went up.
I had no idea.
No, not at all.
All right, so I was told, like Chris was told to go to Egypt. I was told start your meditation. Like the days that it started, like right the day before, and I sweat a little bit about it. I was a little nervous. I was worried about, are we going to have enough people? I'm worried about all kinds of weird things. And what's the wrong word that I'm using in the statement? Is worry.
Worry.
Yeah.
You're the one who says you're not supposed to worry. Use the word at all. And here you were worried, and look how it has, look what it's turned into.
Right. And so the driving thought in my mind was, got to get it done, above the worry. So I go and I get it done. But build it and they will come is kind of like.
Oh, yes.
So when I asked about it, it started. So I put up a post a while ago, saying, hey, would you be down with if I did meditations? And today I had 9 new likes on it. So it's still going around.
Oh, yeah.
But the meditations are on we're on 10 or 11. So I thought we would I would flop a little, fall on my face, jumble my words. I was worried about weird things that don't matter.
No, they don't, because the people that are meditating don't care if you finish a sentence correctly. The idea is that we're all
to conduct the
focusing
symphony
on one thing at the same time.
Right. It's just have the environment.
Yes.
Just like
create the space to have the meditation, to focus on what needs to be focused
just like
on
the Aya ceremony.
Absolutely. And speaking of that, I have to say, you have talked to Chris and Cherie more since they've been in Egypt than when they're home. You've spoken to them every day since they've
multiple
been gone.
times a day.
And we started the live meditations. We speak to them. We're watching their videos, their stuff.
Oh, okay. So they went live really late because they couldn't sleep or something, and then there was this meditation going off, and they were like pumping this weird meditation, and it was really loud and disturbing. And Chris is like, "Yo, man, this is not right. Like, it doesn't sound right." Right, like you could hear it off in the distance. It's very loud.
Oh yeah, it was in the street.
Right, so then
doing it in the street.
Yeah, so then I turn around and I'm like, I got to shut this off. So I just shut off his video, and I'm like, why did I just shut off his video? That sound. What is that sound? What is that sound? As I'm focusing in, I go, we have to go to meditation right now. Mm-hmm. I start the meditation, and I see that they're broadcasting. All right, this works, man. It's magic. And I think they were doing it over a loudspeaker, and I think there were people in places doing it along with the loudspeaker. But that's like if you have a mantra like Shiva, right? Om Namah Shiva, and it unlocks you and you feel better and doing all this stuff. What about one that promotes the negative and you not realizing it because you're giving it to an entity that's not what you think it is?
No, it's like those binaural beats.
You never know what you're getting.
What you're being,
right.
What you're being programmed to know.
Yeah, when you listen to the binaural beats, not all of them are good.
I mean, I like them personally.
Yeah, some of them are great.
But I mean, you really don't know. You really don't know what you're listening to.
Right.
Exactly. You have to feel for what you're listening to, and if it feels good, then it's the right one to listen to.
Yes. Well, you'll hear I've talked about this with a bunch of people. You'll hear the subliminals.
Yeah.
So they'll just pop up. But all right, so I hear this chanting, and I'm like, they're keeping the portal, because it's all Stargate. The energetic battles are over Stargates and pressure points on the planet and energetic points and everything. And their chants are keeping, like, if you could walk up to the portal and touch it, you could see where it would kind of lead to. It's dark. You don't want to, I've said this in the very beginning, you never want to go through a dark portal. Like if it's black or brown, you don't want to jump in there, or you don't want to mess with that. You don't know where that goes. Like it's dark. It's not good. It's kind of scary looking. If it just looks like a hole in space almost.
And it feels heavy.
Yeah, it feels real heavy, and you're like, whoa, that's that negative stuff. But I've seen portals that have like the blue entry, and then the hyperspace tunnel is blue or yellow or green, and they feel fantastic. So I noticed that the portals were being fed the magic, the mantra, the words to keep them open, sustained, which is why they're pumping it through speakers. And, and Chris is sitting there like, I can't take it. And I'm like, yeah, imagine a bunch of black magicians that don't know, or dark magicians that don't know. No, I'm just saying. So there's no, and they're don't even know what they're doing, and they're just mantraing it up for their religion and going along with the program, and the government's pumping stuff through the system, and meanwhile it's got a different activation than what people think it does. Yeah. So you're actually sustaining the dark tunnel to stay open, the AI to stay in control, the demonics to come up out of the underworld. You're keeping the portal open, like, come on out. While you're praying to this thing, you're giving it your power. So as you're chanting these mantras, right? That's why I tell you with Shiva, when we do the Shiva mantra, I made a joke during the meditation, like, hey, Shiva, should I, all these new beings came in, and I says, I just want to bow one time in respect to them because I'm getting tired of shaking everyone's hand. This is a little frustrating, but I can't bow to any of you entities. And he's like, you're not supposed to be giving away your power, period. So just kind of look at them and give them like the Bruce Lee bow, where you're like more than a head nod, less than a full, like never take your eyes off the person. Like they're very strict and specific because the different gestures will give your energy away. It's a sign of, oh, you can have this by just bending over and kind of putting your head down. You're just like, oh,
yes.
if you drop to a knee.
You're agreeing to the rule.
Yeah, like, you know, they know with a little bit of astonishment, if they come in the room, you'll take a knee because it's just the overwhelming sensations. But once you see that they take your energy, I tell people it's all fun and games until and you'll fight all day with the thought until you see them eating your energy. And that's when you go, oh, they're eating me.
This is what's happening.
Yeah, like that. They're not just taking energy. They're like biting into my stuff, which is why it's frightening to so many people when they're like, yo, man, there's some scary stuff out there. It's like, well, yeah, but there's good news. You're here. And it's like, well, but I'm scared. It's like, no, you don't want to be scared no more. You don't want to be a victim of something that this is one of the things I dislike, right? Being the victim of some of these things and then not understanding what they are and then really falling into a victim role.
Yeah, because you don't realize what your role in
But because you don't know what's going on either. Right. You're like, I might be going crazy. This is the same reason why our families don't talk to us, right? My ex used to go, yeah, bring demons in my house. And I go, I don't even know it. There's no demons here. Like, but when you fly straight and you see it, you know, well, then to people that are like halfway agnostic or atheist, when they see anything like a DMT elf, not under DMT, it's just in the room with you and you look over and you're like, okay, so someone's bringing the monsters in here. Everything's a monster, you know, to a hammer, everything's a nail.
Yeah. Right.
Oh man. So, crazy things have been going on, but the meditations now have become
necessary,
like
very necessary and extremely helpful because
and healthy.
Since we started the and I have to say also, since we started the meditations, this community has grown even more.
Oh yeah, let's bring it back around.
Jumping in to be part of.
There's over 150 people in the room. It's only been a week.
Yeah,
and I'm going.
Amazing.
But these are people that are. All right, it's not a matter of filling up the room with people.
No, but
it's a matter of putting people together to do the work that want to do it. That's what I'm getting at.
And there has been such positive feedback.
You get 40 people meditating, 30 people meditating. We're gonna.
There was not one negative thing to say. Not one out of all of the meditations that we did. And I also have to mention that Frank was preparing tea for ceremony for the last week, and
my God,
the meditations actually enhanced the
brew.
Tea.
Holy moly! That I usually get worried making a brew. I'm like, oh, is it strong enough? It's always, it's not my technique anymore ever. It's always, can I trust where I got it from? And even though I always get it from a trusted source, like sometimes they try to shove it in like not the root bark, like the top of the tree. So there's always like, well, I just spent 30 something hours on this. Is it going to work? Because now if it doesn't, I better have a backup and then a backup to my backup because people are visiting me. It's not like you have the time to just make another 36-hour brew. None of the worry was there. I literally looked at it and was like, it's done. I kept saying to all the FearLess family, meditate at the ayahuasca that's in my apartment. Just think of me and then it'll go. Trust me. All you have to go is, ooh, you'll see it. The brew is on. And it was like all of you came by and threw down a blessing.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you said you even saw people working on me during one of the meditations.
That was, by the way, Matthew, our friend Matthew, I'll just keep it at that. He's been really stepping into his own.
Oh, absolutely. Popped into the room and helped clear something.
Yeah.
Me.
And it was with Jimmy as well. But I'm beginning to see you guys. There was a white screen for 5 broadcasts where I couldn't even see who was there. It just showed me that I was live. And I was saying your names. I'm like, you guys are coming up to me and announcing your presence, and I'm going, oh my God, this person's in the room, lowercase g.
Yeah.
Oh my God, this person's in the room. Look, and I'm like, wow, this is great. And then afterwards, I do a little, I do like a 2 minutes before, I give a little talk, a little pep speech, and then afterwards, I do a little rant on everything I saw, and I work backwards from the last thing I saw to the first thing I saw. And then as this is going on, the comment section's loading up with their information, and we're just sharing the info, right? So I'll not hit on things on purpose, or it'd be too intense. I'll skip over some stuff because it was just like, well, I saw this, it was the color green or whatever, and someone will say, yo, look, I saw this and it was doing this, and I'll say, oh. Those are my moments of glory where I'm like, okay, I can't tell everybody everything because it's too much. Like I literally wouldn't know how to do that. But with everyone else there, the whole picture becomes clear.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
It's like we're echolocating areas on the other side with each other, and that's how it's starting, because I like feel your thought pulse or your consciousness enter the area, and it doesn't come in clear like a DMT trip would on me. What it does is I can, like the boop, the energy pops off you, and I can see your outline in the space and the color of the space in my mind's eye, and it like beams it back to me, hits me, and goes back to you. So I light up, then you light up, and then someone else walks in, and it looks like they light up all of a sudden, almost like a procession, right? And then you get a little bit lighter when the energy hits you. It's like we're activating, like, boop, I'm in the room. Mm-hmm. Oh, look, it's Paula. Boop, oh, it's Frank. Boop, and everyone's checking in with each other. And as I'm seeing that, we're beginning now to hold hands and do these dances and these motions that have caused, it's caused attitudes to change.
Oh yeah.
It has caused situations to change. It has caused moods to rise.
It really has.
Demons to run. And if you think I'm playing, we've cleared people in the room over and over, and we've been teaching over and over. And congratulations, by the way. I won't say who, but there's a bunch of become your own shamans that went off the deep end, and it worked. Congratulations. Breakthrough, cleansing, everything I tell you guys about, it started happening.
Well, we had very successful ceremony here. And I think it was all of the meditation that was put over the tea. I mean, it was a very clean experience. Very clean.
The meditations have made regular life.
Yeah.
Okay, so the cats go down during the meditation. As soon as the meditation's over, they get up. Everybody starts moving around again. And I'm like, all right, so I thought it was a little weird during the meditation. We have company, so you were talking, but everyone knew the meditation. We were having a meditation here anyway. We were getting set up to start the ceremony. And I thought it was weird if all right, I'm done.
Oh, today's meditation, yeah.
I'm done with holding back. So, all right, this is weird. I grew wings. I already had wings, but they're like gigantic and gold.
I don't know why you think that's weird.
All right, so they flex out.
Yep.
Now they just come out. Like when I had them before, I had to think about it and go, oh, whatever. I had my wings during an ayahuasca experience. And I said, oh, look, they're there. I felt my back crack. I said, oh, I think something's growing. This, no doubt in my mind, boom, pops open, bright gold. And I'm like, oh, I can get used to this. And then what did I do? I stood up, cracked all I did was I go arms forward and then flex back. And it felt like my spine, because I must be doing this all the time now, like a lot, it felt like it cracked even further. Like I pushed it further than I ever have. And the wings just went bink and came out. And I said, that's what's up. That's what I'm talking about. They start flapping. And I know this sounds funny, but it clears the area. It like they envelop everything. I've heard stories about this, about angels can flap their wings and get the negative energy, protect people with the wings. So I stand up during my meditations now and I close my eyes and I just, as if I had wings and I'm flapping my arms.
It's like the etheric Swiffer. It's just pushing all that stuff out.
And at the same time, I notice, all right, this is where it gets, okay, so I'm just going to say it. So as you go, I'm going to do it to Paul. Maybe she can translate it better. Let me just back up a second. So there's poses of Isis, the goddess, with her arms like this, Paula, up over her head.
Okay.
With the wings under the arms.
Arched around. Yeah.
Okay, so I was doing that, right? And I'm touching my hands over my head and then bringing them down, flapping.
Right.
And the movement hit every muscle that I never hit in the gym for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
And then I started loosening up and getting this weird blood flow, no crackling, because the crackling all goes away. And then Isis, the goddess, steps out, and she's doing the exact movement with me. And her wings are golden. And I'm going, what is happening here, right? And it's moments like that where you start to say to yourself, wow, what's going on? But I looked over, one of the things that made me feel so good, a new friend, Solaris Blue Raven, Ra introduced. Thank you so much. She comes in the room and throws beautiful energy around. She was like higher than me in density, right? She's like a more intense being. We're all awesome, but she's awesome, and she's off to my left, but higher up. And she looks at me and she's like purples and violets. I've never seen anything so cool looking. And her wings, they weren't like mine, but they were huge. They're like butterfly wings almost.
She was helping you out.
And she flapped her wings, and they didn't flap fast like a butterfly. They were like slow and beautiful. And when she turned palms up right to my face. And I think when I say birthday cake, everybody enjoys it. Like she Care Bear stared me from her palms into my face, into my mouth with this beautiful violet fire energy that cleared completely out. Right. Thanks for tuning in tonight. I am wearefearless.com. I am wearefearless.com. And when we come back from the break, we'll talk about I am wearefearless.com and all the things with Chris Gio and Cherie Gio in Egypt, your protection from deception.
No hate, no hype, no fear.
You're listening to Truth Frequency Radio.
We are TFR.
Am I awake or is this a dream? It's a dream. A fantasy where I'd rather be. So come and talk with me. Come and walk with me. Is this a wake-up call from my reality? Have you seen my friends? Have you seen my girl? Wake me up from this. I'm trapped in this world.
What's up, everybody? We are back. All right, check it out. I'm not doing another second of this show until somebody puts some backsheesh in my hand. No backsheesh. All right, so check it out. Now that we're backsheeshing it, so that's camel rides for everyone. So just so you know what backsheesh is, because this is the ongoing joke right now. Chris and Cherie are in Egypt, and everyone wants tips for everything, even if they do nothing. So people just walk around and ask for baksheesh. And baksheesh is, oh, you got money? You got money? Give me a tip. Give me a tip. So no baksheesh. Because you didn't do anything. You want a camel ride? Where, into the pyramid? All right, so check this out. You can support Chris and Cherie's Geo trip. You can help support. I feel it was time to give back to them, for them to go do something for us. He's been doing this. Both of them, Chris and Cherie, have been doing this for a very long time. And they're beautiful people, and they're amazing. And they've given so let's just say over 40 hosts in 10 years, at a minimum, the opportunity to shine on their own shows on his network. All he asks is that you bring the love. That's about it. Oh, and just
stay within the guidelines of the show.
Yeah, well, subscribe too.
Yeah.
Throw back a little love. So anyway, I don't want to rag on all day, but GoFundMe.com BTV Mission. If you want to donate for the GoFundMe, fine. That's awesome. Love you. Or you can come to I Am We Are Fearless, and you could check out the Egyptian 2018 section. Okay, Raw Mission. All right. All the info's up there for all Chris's information that you'd need for anything. And then the Raw Mission support T-shirts from all the great feelers artists and designers. They put some stuff together that I think you'll like, including the Bakshish shirt. That's the new one that came up. Also, we have the sigils for the AI, how to lock the AI out of yourself, right? So people are like, where's that design? And you talked about it, and you know, it's up. We have Chris's lock out the AI sigil shirt as well as mine, and you can find it all there. Anything and everything that you get out of that section goes directly to Chris and Cherie. You
can also buy some iLife.
And then iLife.com
for a week, right?
Right. So yeah, it's hemp oil, but it's CBD with a hint of Aya. Right. I find it relaxes me hardcore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you've been sleeping a lot better.
Yeah, that's it just relaxes me. I have tense shoulders because of the neck injury and stuff. That's why I'm always trying to stretch that stuff out. But I love doing stretching after like maybe 40 minutes after I put some under my tongue. That's the kind of stuff that makes you go, oh, right, this is why it's so good. All right, and I don't want to make this a long-run commercial, but there's ayahuasca shirts there. There's ayahuasca shirts, like from the show, so it's not like we're promoting it like that. I'm not trying to be a promotion whore for Mother Ayahuasca.
You want to help them buy
it's
it.
Just if you get a shirt, it goes back and forth. There's mugs and all kinds of cool stuff. Yeah, Egypt, more hashish, less bakshish. But okay, so everything that you've done up to now has been nothing less than stellar, amazing. I can't believe the outcomes. Yeah, look, I didn't even talk about the microdose. Like, I'm just giving you the report and then going off in the direction of what's been going on. You guys want updates? Here's the update. So Chris and Cherie were going to Luxor, right? And they got a place, and it was time to make tea. So they were going around to. They had one ceremony in Hatshepsut. I think that's her name. Her temple. Got a heavy download. Needed some time to process that. Meanwhile, he went to another place and had to make more tea. And 10 hours into it, he's on the rooftop, and then he goes, it's morning time now. Guys come up to make the breakfast, and he's like, what do you want to do with this? And he tells the guy, that's my sacred tea. Don't touch it. I'm going to go downstairs with it. And the guy goes, no, leave it. Everything's fine. I'm just going to make some breakfast. He goes, he went downstairs, go to the bathroom, came back up. He was going to take it back downstairs with him, and it's gone when he gets back. He's like, yo, where's the brew? Where's my tea that was on? I'm going to get angry. Where's the tea that was on here? And the guy goes, oh, you said you didn't want that, so I threw it out. He called me, and I could just feel, I was like, Chris, just let it out, bro. Just let it out. Don't go, like. Yeah,
you have to.
You can't go over there and punch him in his face.
No, you can't do that.
So just tell me how much of a jerk he is. Like, I was going deep with some words. I'm like, that mother, but I'm like, let it out. And he's like, no, man, I can't. And then he goes, his boss is coming over here now. I'm going over there to talk to him. I'm like, you know what? Go talk to him, because you could. He goes, the guy, I don't want to say anything, but they're Muslim faith. He's like, I go, look. Whatever faith you are, of whatever denomination, throwing out your ayahuasca is like me walking into your church and peeing on your altar into your cup of the body and blood or something and going, no, but it's really my body, my blood, right? Or something stupid like that. I'm like, he just took his fucking dirt shoe.
Oh, you did it. You did it.
And he just rubbed it on your carpet. I am so sorry. I get so angry with this. Okay, so yeah, this is the first time I slipped like that.
In a while.
In a while. But all right, so he was like, all right, I'll call you back. And then I didn't hear from him, but then he called back and he said, look, I still had some secondary stuff and it's going to go off. And he had a pretty decent day. And you guys have been seeing the updates. Yeah. But I'm like, thank God I'm not with you, lowercase g. I go, because that would drive me up a wall. It's just the personality types, because I'm like, look, oh, man.
It was meant to happen because he had the option to take it downstairs with him. And for some reason he didn't. But when he realized he should go back and get it, it was too late. So that was meant to happen that way.
Yeah, it makes me wonder, right? Like, so Aya and everybody, we're all the guides. It's us, right? And there's more, but it's us. So we're going and we're all doing and we're looking and everybody's doing different things at different times from different time zones, checking in on them. How do we know? Like, Aya was like, yo, you can't, all right, like Chris can't drink with Cherie in a place like that, even though they think it's okay, because something might happen on the other end.
For whatever, it wasn't meant to happen.
Right.
It wasn't meant.
So
he had an opportunity. He even went back for it because he didn't trust leaving it there, and it wasn't there. That's meant to be.
Right,
it's
right,
just
right.
meant to be for whatever reason.
Luckily, he's still good. He's got plenty.
Not to fight it anymore. Remember, we had gone out to dinner last weekend or last weekend, I think. And the restaurant is literally like 2.5 miles from the house, and there were two traffic jams. We had to go this alternate route to get somewhere that's 2.5 miles away. And I said, Frank, if there's a third detour, we have to go home. We're not meant to be.
Yeah, we're not going.
We're not meant to go to this place. Obviously, something is trying to prevent us
every
from going
block,
to this place.
and then it took like 10 minutes at
and
least
then
to get
after
like
that,
40 feet. I'm like, oh, come on, guys.
And after that, it was smooth sailing. But it's like, when we talk about it all the time, like just look at
You
the
give
signs.
it
The
heave-ho effort, right?
Yeah.
But you can't let that heave-ho effort when you're on time number 3.
Right. You let the universe work with you. So if that tea got thrown out, there could have been.
But say, like somebody saying it in the room, don't forget the NPCs, and the NPCs surrounded them. Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay, you're absolutely correct.
You don't know if that tea was corrupted in some way. Frank made a bad brew. No. Frank was angry about a year ago, and he was making tea. And he was angry while he was making it. And I said, I don't know if you should drink that because you're putting your anger into it. And he was like, you don't know what you're talking about. And he ended up drinking it. And he ended up having a very bad
very
experience.
difficult experience.
Because his intention was put into the tea. That's what I mean by like all these meditations. Frank made tea, and it was probably one of the best teas he ever made.
Well, it definitely never seen anything work that fast in my life. I'm dead serious. I've never seen.
The experience lasted for 6 hours.
Yeah.
For our guests here, I mean, it was 6 hours.
Well, I think the guy was getting at the NPC surrounding him. Not that it got infected. It's that literally there's characters on the board that they wouldn't even know what they're doing. They'll just like walk up and make breakfast, and then they call these organic portals. It's another thing for NPC, right? So the AI would jump directly into the person at that moment, make them throw out the tea, and then jump out. And the guy would just be like, bro, I thought you said to throw it out. And he's like, no, I didn't. But that's the AI also playing in. This is a dualistic place.
Because they want to get Chris stuck in the minutia of not having it.
Yeah, was
right?
it this? Was it
Instead
that?
of
Was it this?
yes,
Was it that? No, just
that
make
in
more and
itself
move on.
Is a distraction.
But yes, and you learn not to brew around people. Like these are just, it's like lessons to always understand, and that you always get something even out of the negative.
Yeah, listen
right?
to what the universe is telling you.
But yes,
Nick in the chat room loves my impression of you, by the way. He knows you. But take the cues from the universe. It doesn't matter why it happened. It happened because she did not want him to drink that tea. So it doesn't matter why it happened.
Right,
Her message to him was, don't drink it. It's spoiled.
Don't drink the milk. Why not?
It's spoiled.
It's spoiled.
Just take the cues from the universe. We're not fighting it anymore, and it's working out a lot easier for us. Just silly little cues, but they're all around us all the time. Just open your
feel
eyes.
that when I get up like a crank, every day I relive the same moment like it's Groundhog Day. And every day, right? So I get up, I'm a crank, I'm a this, I'm a that. And then all of a sudden, flowers and feathers. Where did that guy come from? When did he turn into the happy little cherub? All right, but check it out. Every morning, as I tweak one thing, because I can't do all 10 because I'll snap, I started waking up. I don't grab my vape when I wake up. I can't look directly at my phone. I check quick and I throw it down. Mm-hmm. All right. So now there's less crank. I pet whoever's next to me. That includes you.
That includes me.
Right. And then even if I am a crank a little bit, I push the thought out as fast as I can. I'm trying.
No, you are trying.
No, because now I don't need the vape. I don't need the phone. I don't need the this. I don't need the that. Like I'm losing things that I don't need.
Right.
Why am I so pressured to do this? Well, the business got busier. You're running a couple of different things at once, the meditations, the this, the that. Well, if you're making huffs and puffs, then maybe it's not the right thing to do, Frank.
Yeah, slow it down.
And then you're like, oh, wait a second. The world is all right. Hold on. My world is okay. I'll take an extra half hour for me. You know what? It's nice in here. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
I'm a little dizzy and I'm off. Hello.
Because Paula,
and that's it. And then come back to life, come back online, and then start banging things out. Mm-hmm. We've been dropping. Maybe that's not. I was going to say something. I don't want to say that like that.
No, then don't.
We've been getting so much work done.
Yeah.
As a consciousness, a super consciousness for those that have come together. Oh, here was the thing. During one of the meditations, all these beings were coming in. There's this sphere that we're in that's protected. It's kind of like mirrored. And all these beings were coming in. And I'm like, who are all these beings? And Toth was like, hey, those are the others that you don't even know the message gets out to. They can hear you. They can hear Chris. They can hear Rob. They can hear anyone talking about it because you guys are all here. You're like safe, protected, working. It's a different environment. And then when you go about your day, you say to yourself, wow, I feel empowered. But it's more than just a confidence. It's like your energy starts radiating. And I know a lot of people that haven't done any psychedelics that feel the exact same way, but tomorrow, they'll wake up and they'll be in crank mode again, and they'll say, well, I'm a little worried about things, and then boom, all of a sudden they're getting things done right away. Oh, they're like, I can't believe how crazy this is. I love everything again, blah, 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 and then they fall back into it, but less and less each time.
Well, that's what's happening to me.
Yeah, the big career swing is happening.
Yeah, I've I wake up happy every morning just because I'm alive when I wake up. That's the difference between me and Frank. And so when he wakes up in a bad mood and I'm drinking a cup of coffee, I just look at him like, yeah, okay, and I wait 10 or 15 minutes.
No, I know, but all right. So
and then it goes away.
So it's not even about our habits in the morning. These are changing habits.
But it's tolerance to these things.
Patience,
it's patience.
Tolerance.
There's always the other side of it.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
You're
well, I
talking
see
about
your
it.
face.
No.
So I can see, I go, whoa, I think I might have overcranked that one.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. Cranky McCrankster. But it is. There's two sides. You have to see both sides. That's the only reason I'm bringing it up.
Right.
Because when you're going through your thing, when you're going through your stuff, you also have to see how it's being viewed by other people. And then you determine what change needs to be made.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's quite obvious when you're as flagrant as myself. But when you chop that stuff away, right, this giant weight comes off you because you try to get to the source of the issue and you remove it, whatever that issue is. It looked like it might have been nicotine for me. It might have been a couple of other issues I had, right, where I'm not smoking, but I still want it. What do you mean?
The chat room folks are going to get me in trouble. Someone said something very funny. And I can't. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Frank. I'm going to get in trouble. Go ahead.
Yeah, so watching everyone come online and all this stuff get done is really... All right.
It's heartwarming, too.
So I've been saying, I am source, I am sovereign, I am free, has been my little mantra lately, right? Mm-hmm. And then repeating that, nothing can come near me, because you're not near anything except the highest of densities. So as I repeat that to myself, because I believe it, I don't just say it to... I remember there was a time where I would say mantras where I was just saying them because I'm like, okay, I should say this because I think I should say this. And then I'm saying it over and over and I'm like, wait, that's not how you, I could feel the emptiness of it. Like my connection was off. And then the energy connects to it.
Yes.
And you go, oh, that's what they meant.
Yes.
When
you're doing it right, they let you know you're doing it right.
Yes, exactly. So when we have our guests and when it's happening right, they were trying to. I'm trying to do this without saying anything about today, but when they said, "Oh my God, this is so bizarre. I don't know what to say." And then I go, "You don't have to say anything. That means it's great." And then she goes, "But you don't understand. It's like," and then the stare came to me, and I went, "It's working perfectly."
Yeah.
And then boom, down.
Yep.
I went, "Oh!" But so I feel like I'm in a room. I was saying this earlier with a warrior friend.
Oh, she's definitely a warrior. They both are. They both are. I mean, we're talking. Yeah,
Like
we're
the
talking
warriors.
brave. Yeah. I mean,
I've never seen.
it was matched to the two guys that came.
It's like
a couple months ago.
it's a mirror of me in the very beginning with you with the cups,
Yep.
the giant
Scary.
college cups, those big red.
Yep. Solo cups.
We would drink Aya bombs out of that, and see you later, and we would just keep drinking until you. How's this work? This goes like this. This is and I'm like, no, I Chris was like, are you reducing that? I'm like, no, we're just drinking all of it. And he's like, oh, my dude, you can just reduce that and drink a cup.
I mean, I have to say,
I had no technique.
Everyone that comes for ceremony.
But it's working so 1-2 punch.
Yeah.
All right, so you are all returning back online, and to see the family turn on like that is so weird. Like I could feel the positive energy just smashing out. And you would say, well, there's people on your couch. There's this over here, people just mopping around. I'm like, I've never seen so many buckets get filled.
Let me
and
tell
then
you
I was so
something.
proud to change.
Yeah,
I cleaned up every bodily fluid today, right? And I was smiling.
Yeah.
Because I was like, this is what you do. Like I'm fresh. I was freshly shaved last night. I shaved my head, and I just got fresh for 5 minutes over there to meet everyone. And I'm like, you gotta get excited. This is all right.
Brave.
This is
brave.
what family is made out of, like that family soul bond.
Let me tell you, Frank, I fell in love again. I met these ladies 2 minutes. They were not even through my door. 2 minutes, and I was in love with them. Just like the two guys that came for ceremony last month. I mean, in love
Will and
immediately.
Joe.
Will and Joe. We could get bunk beds. They could live here if they wanted. Like just sweet guys. I mean, Nick is like your bestie that I get jealous sometimes when you're on the phone with him so much. I mean, that man slept on my couch. Gina Jin. I mean, she was on our couch for a week. I mean, I just fall in love so easily, but it's amazing. It's and beautiful.
You got to talk into that microphone.
Oh, sorry.
So you, all right. It's the family returning. This is why that's occurring, right? Because how many times have we just had like the passerbyers, like, yeah, I just want to do ayahuasca, when we just never seen them again. There's almost no connection to them other than the actual ceremony, which you share. You never lose that, and some good feelings, but then they're gone. Then there's the other ones who awake, and then they're in your sphere for good, like Nick, Josh, Jimmy,
Gina.
I mean, just
all
on and on.
there's
so many.
Yeah,
I was in Chris's and Cherie's, and then it's Paula, and then it's wow.
I'm amazed at how open my heart has become since we've started this, and I'm a pretty good like I have to say I'm a pretty good person. I can honestly say that I know I'm a good person, but this experience, these meditations, it's made me, I feel, made me more capable of loving than I was before, and I didn't think that was possible.
Oh, I had no clue. I didn't even listen. I've been crying every day about Squeak because I'm like, I've never loved anything this much. To me, he's not a dead pet. He's like my best friend.
Well, he was your baby. Yeah, that was your baby.
I never thought I can love like that.
I know.
Right? And I have I have you, and I have him, and I have a newfound love with my mother and my family.
Yep.
And then the minute he goes, I'm like, oh no, boom, 2 more show up. And let me tell you, these two are
a miracle. That's
these
what we
two
were
are
talking
incredible.
about earlier. These are miracles, okay? the universe was giving you something you didn't even know you were going to need yet.
All right, so I just for the last 4 minutes, I just want to talk about a little bit of demon removal, right? So today, as purges were going, right? So, blah, like really bad, blah, and it looked like as if you drew, like, think of your face as the circle on the picture of a sun, and then you draw the lines of sun rays all the way around the head. So when they would blah, and it would come out, and it would be intense, those rays would shoot out of their head, and then they weren't rays of light.
Oh, no.
They were
entities.
They were entities they looked like giant millipedes, and the feet looked like, I swear, I looked up close, they looked like crystal knives. And they were going,
yep,
right?
We had to push them out.
And then as they were doing that, they were screaming, boom, going out into the room. And I'm like, oh, shit. And I'm in the bathroom, and I'm going, I could see black flashes coming across like lines, and I go, oh no. And then I start working on you because you weren't feeling right, and I started removing them. I was pulling them out, and they were coming out, and then what I was seeing was they were coming out and spinning up out of you, like your shoulder, and then out up behind me. And it looks like they were twisting and turning, and they had to be twisted the right way and turned so the claws would close.
Right.
So you could just pry it free because they looked like spikes everywhere. And they were long. They were so long. And I asked you, no, you just said it. Exactly what I was.
Yeah, it was like a tornado of knives.
And I was going, yeah, you just said it. And then I said, oh, that's what I wanted to tell you is what I'm seeing are these long, stretchy things of energy being pulled out. And there are so many. So you could remove these things. Nick has a pretty cool thing that he does. He puts like little spheres around them, like little bubbles, right? Because the cats will chase them. You'll see like the animals will chase these things. And I didn't want them jumping into the animals, so I was clearing the animals.
Yeah, we had to clear out the...
You have to use sage. Now, mind you, this only helps. You have to do the work.
Right.
Okay? And if there's 3 of you doing it, it'll work really easy and quick. If there's 2 of you doing it, it'll work. It'll take some time. There'll be some purging. If there's 1 of you doing it, you're going to be in pain a little bit, and you're going to have to do a lot of purging and a lot of transmutation. But they filled this house, and I collected. Buddy jumped in between the 2 of them.
Yeah, he was
just laid down,
keeping the protection.
Right, as soon as they shifted and like laid back down from throwing up, he was like at the door. Let me out.
Yep.
I let him out. Let Sherm out. They were out shaking it out, literally.
They were purging it out
in the grass. So I took my crystals and I went in the grass with them. I took my shoes off. I put my feet in the grass. I looked up to the sky. I started saying some cool mantras. I am source. I am sovereign. I am free. I got completely cleared out. Ra came down. I had one right here in between my eyes, and he just went, wait, pulled it right out, and I could breathe again. Boom, came right back in the house, and the girls were throwing up again. And I was like, wow, this is intense. So I know I haven't been focusing on the beings and the aspects of the story as much. I've been just reading through the story because of the Egypt trip and everything that's going on. There's so many more things to highlight.
There's a lot going on right now.
Especially, I can't do Chris's show tonight, but next Saturday night, Ra, I, and Paula are going to host Beyond the Veil. Thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget, stick around because Beyond the Veil's up next. That Paranormal Portal. Go back to the Cosmic Juji. We love you. Thanks for being here. We are your protection from deception. And we're also kind of sexy, too. I think we're good looking. Thank you. We love you guys.